The International Cooperation Unit of the Attorney General's Department followed up on our request from the Department of Justice, the United States of the United States of America in September 2025. So if there is any impression being created that I am not taking any steps, this is the evidence that in September, that is just a month ago, I took the step of inquiring from the United States Justice Department the steps that they were taking in respect of the extradition. And they indicated that they are following their extradition procedures in executing the request, and that the fugitive would be extradited as soon as they have satisfied all the procedures.
Out of West Science, so Shabium, in former Chief Justice, Madam Torkonoo, case or the court or ECOWAS court, no. Asat now, minimo ekasei, ECOWAS court, I reject the case. Never any saying, me no wabe ko gist nimu. On the flip side, no so no, yate MASLOC, and a Scabia refi MASLOC, and a ban is saying, Attorney General Babekasa, ye name him say before the NDC will come into power, or pushing the agenda Operation Recover All Loot. Into Operation Recover All Loot abano. Ghana for be brain ha kase okay, some people phone to me on my anche, ni pa obuamu mu yiska or MASLOC na. NDC for abani de, or was some to me or in the word. Na Attorney General Babekasa de fahu. I minimum ekase my mere friend is said the name Tamaklu. MASLOC sika over 1.7 million cedis. How much as Askana was unconfirmed the for market for no. Sasikano, minimum ekase. Or much very soon the best extraditing if US Edina Bagana. Now Baba say we jail terms. Now answer be call yen sem make us a new viewer. Now subscribe to your channel where I may just subscribe, like it. Charge your comments mu na share video no na mafoforo into me and shebi enti per the news circulating we share 3 news or say Torkonoo's case ECOWAS court's rejection of Ghana's jurisdiction objection very sound. Lawyer Bracco Powers speaks. Now what yin commodity yakoni na from crane to cran ya. Manam Jetru Torkonoo the case no call ECOWAS court no. Oko make in such a way so I say case is very urgent. So they should attend to it. Now if they be prove your urgency, madam and to me improve it. And no can be Ghana for upper hand omuya Ghana court. HSA they have the jurisdiction or to me share they are dealing with case no. And can be na ma ECOWAS court. In fact, I rejected Madam Jetru Torkonoo ni case no. Now, I don't know to enchant a MASLOC sika ayera 1.7 million Ghana cedis. How much as 1.7 million Ghana cedis? Never sank in Fabi Grand market for time a jack to ho. Now, Mammy or down or said Nam Torkonoo, said the Nam Tamaklu, not now, then. MPP for Babemuno, they didn't get him because they not our absentia. They say case no or more shaka once and no with Ghana Ghana as at no Ghana. Now Attorney General Babekasa the form what teaching say very soon on best extraditing into a month once more kase and Attorney General no as a operation recover all loot no we just said the name Tamaklu womb and a MASLOC sika for he Attorney General say very soon mama no den beba Ghana no Ghana so be 90 free or kwakodem now are serving the jail terms na yenti nkomo Attorney General Edibetu uja ewo parliament utumu se nkomo no enye fedi agro na ma mi hu so adwenche ewo comment.
The International Cooperation Unit of the Attorney General's Department followed up on our request from the Department of Justice, the United States of the United States of America in September 2025. So if there is any impression being created that I am not taking any steps, this is the evidence that in September, that is just a month ago, I took the step of inquiring from the United States Justice Department the steps that they were taking in respect of the extradition. And they indicated that they are following their extradition procedures in executing the request, and that the fugitive would be extradited as soon as they have satisfied all the procedures. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Attorney General and Minister for Justice the basis for the administrative decision by ECOWAS to demand justification as a bail condition for suspects in recent times, particularly appointees of the previous government.
Yes, Attorney General and Minister of Justice.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in accordance with Article 14, Clause 4 of the Constitution, the EOCO and other law enforcement agencies are mandated to effect arrests and to release persons who have been arrested either unconditionally or upon reasonable conditions necessary to ensure that the accused persons or the suspects appear at a later date to stand trial. The justification for bail conditions, even if on an administrative basis, in the recent cases is not new, and there is no intent on the part of the EOCO and the Office of the Attorney General and Minister of Justice to impose arbitrary bail conditions on government appointees of the previous government. The grant of bail with adequate justification ensures that suspects will attend court when they are needed to stand trial. Mr. Speaker, this is my answer to the first question.
Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
Mr. Speaker, I would like to find out from the Attorney General and Minister for Justice whether he thinks that the bail conditions currently done by EOCO, you think it's the right way that bails should be set for any Ghanaian, not necessarily people in the political class?
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I have already made it abundantly clear that the Economic and Organized Crime Office and other law enforcement agencies under my ministry are not acting arbitrarily. Bail depends on the crime, the gravity of the crime. And so what we are seeing now is that the sums involved in the criminal investigations are very huge. And because they are very huge, if you set very low bail conditions in terms of the sums, the likelihood is that when the person, the suspect, escapes or is unavailable to stand trial, whatever you are able to extreat in justification will not be able to offset the sum that is involved, the criminal liability that is involved. So, for instance, if you have a situation where the suspect is accused of, let's say, causing financial loss to the state in the sum of 1 billion Ghana cedis, or stealing in the sum of 31.1 million Ghana cedis, you cannot set bail terms that are, unjustifiably low. So it is the magnitude of the offenses we are dealing with that dictates that we set bail sums that reasonably justify the crimes that have been committed or alleged to have been committed.
Any further questions?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Attorney General and Minister for Justice. My little reading. Bail conditions. Will you consider other form of conditions for granting bail to former appointees if you reasonably believe that the person will be available when needed? Because I might be wrong, but my thinking is that bail is set out in many cases so that the person can still be available, or maybe the person will not run away. After taking the passport of the person, but asking for landed property, justifiable surety.
Honourable Member, you are violating Standing Order 88.
But Mr. Speaker, so my question, will you consider other form of bail conditions rather than this current form EOCO is implementing?
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Right Honourable Speaker, the Minority Chief Whip is asking me about other forms of bail conditions. As a lawyer, I have been trained to do what is traditionally and legally acceptable before the courts of law. So bail sums, usually bail conditions are either tied to the sums of money to be justified by landed property.
In that of what senya moti this according to Nsemwa Attorney General Diabetuja. Now mami we da obabe dem no, it's not something machinated by the NDC. We emra neni nedi. We di aban sika ubeda G. But since NDC dinya bem operation recover all loot no mukaso mo de ba no. So far as NDC is in power, or say Attorney General, or in charge of the operation, cover all loot, no. They make sure say they deal with this case. Now therefore, mami fa munsiwa, na mami who are into comments. So from now, the way governance no kono, I know say some years to come, governance, in fact, ye mo be position wa bemwa, that person is going to make good use of that position. And ye de biya na moba na mbe wiaska. No, sisi an anybody has come. Mami who are into comments ni mo. Subscribe here, subscribe, like it. Now share what you comment ni mu. F on my